What's the fastest you've seen someone fired from a job? It happened at a job I had a few years ago. A guy was hired and everything seemed fine on the surface. What no one knew was that he was the abusive ex of one of the women in the office. The worst part? She had no idea he was hired and no one knew about their past except the two of them. It started off like any other new hire. He was quiet, kept to himself, and didn't cause any trouble. But things took a dark turn when they were assigned to work together on a big project. The first time I saw it, it was subtle. He'd make little comments to her. Things like, "Are you sure you want to do it that way? You never really knew what you were doing, did you?" At first we thought he was just being weird. She didn't react, just kind of brushed it off. But as the day went on, it got worse. He started belittling her in front of the rest of the team, completely undermining her ideas. If she suggested something, he'd shoot it down with a laugh and a jab about how she was too emotional to make good decisions. The worst part? She was visibly uncomfortable but said nothing. She just smiled weakly and tried to focus on the work. It was clear something was off, but none of us knew the history between them. Then it exploded. He cornered her in the break room, and I heard the raised voices from across the hall. He was shouting at her, calling her incompetent, and accusing her of trying to sabotage him. Her face went pale. Suddenly, it clicked. This wasn't just a toxic coworker, this was abuse. She finally snapped, yelling back, "You don't get to do this anymore. I'm not that person." By the time HR was notified, it was too late. The manager came in and immediately told him to pack up his things. No warning, no discussion. Within hours, he was escorted out of the building, still stunned. No one knew the full story, but it didn't matter. His behavior was enough to get him fired on the spot.